6 School District School Board. Call to order, and can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, we had executive session from 5:30 to 6:05 for some legal and personnel updates. And may we have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Beagle?
Here.
Mrs. Boyce? Here. Mrs. Burns? Here. Mrs. Delaney?
Here.
Mrs. McBride?
Here.
Mr. McIntyre?
Yeah.
Mr. Mock?
Here.
Mr. Ritter?
Here.
Mrs. Warning?
Here. Okay. Presentations and comments. Do we have any comments from residents on agenda items? Board member discussions. Mrs. Delaney?
What you're going to see, and this is for some of you who may have had had an opportunity to see some of the artwork. We always talk about what we see here, but I always like to, when it's displayed in the library, I take pictures of it, and hopefully even some of the parents or some maybe on this maybe on the meeting and get to see, as well as the kids, get to see that somebody does recognize and appreciate. I'm a big supporter of the arts and everything from our school productions and other schools. I go to all of them, as well as I said, any of the arts that we have. And if I'm not mistaken, the background music that I think Michael put in there. Did you, Michael? My grandson by marriage, he is a world-renowned bass player, and he will be featured as the featured artist for our upcoming Monroeville Arts Festival. Jazz Festival that is at the end of the summer. So I'm excited to see that as well. He's very much always into the arts and worked with students in the city with the arts. So that's what you're going to see, is just the way that if you didn't get a chance to get to see the arts at the library, this is our students from first through kindergarten through 12th. Okay.
Okay, Micah.
Somewhere I tried to have the names of the schools. It's hard to show that. Activity is always amazing. They take things and do with it. Yeah. Okay, that's it.
Thank you for putting that together, and Michael for helping her out on that.
Thank you, Michael.
Sure. I said no, I
Come to
didn't want to get up
come to
there.
the jazz
She's
festival.
you're really getting good at this. We should hire you out. Seriously.
I love it.
I just have two questions. The Forbes certificate program, when is that? Do you have a date when they get their certificates, the graduation?
May 13th.
May 13th. Is that here?
You said May 13th.
And Hills.
Is that the one
It's
it said?
in Penn Hills?
Yes, it's at Penn Hills this year.
And it
So
starts at what time? Do you know?
6.
6.
Yeah, and for anybody that doesn't know, because Forbes is made up of so many school districts, they try to have the graduation.
Yeah, they rotate. I just want to make sure. It's at the high school in Penn Hills.
Yeah, we had it here a couple of years ago. Then it was
We
at
had it-
Springdale.
We had it here last year.
Okay, in Springdale and
Okay, just want to make sure I know. They said six, May the 13th. And, just one last thing. It is the end of April. Have we figured out, are we doing anything for the 250th anniversary, July 4th? We, Gateway, us, or we specifically, the school board?
Going to be contacting like the school board.
Oh, the committee is going to, I'm just thinking it's the end of April and the time is ticking. I just wondered.
Mr. Estock has a lot on his plate. He got done with, what was this past weekend? He was at, I said, cleanup. He had that. He had to go with it. We have a
oh, and
meeting.
you had to taste the spring, so.
Well, he didn't have that, but.
No, but you did. You're on the committee.
Correct, but he has, everything's under control. Don't worry about
So we'll hear about it at some
it.
point.
More than likely,
Okay.
yes.
And we're celebrating, of course, Monroeville not being
So-
tagged, but
Correct.
Monroeville 75 years.
There's supposed, from what I understand, they're going to be contacting past school board members, past superintendents, past mayors, past this, municipal managers, all.
Okay, good.
Awesome. Mr. Ritter, do you have anything to add for?
Nope, we're good.
Nothing right now, thank you.
Mr. Mock? All right, awesome. So I get approval from the minutes from the previous meeting for Buildings and Grounds Committee meeting March 5th, for the minutes from the March 16th, 2026 study session, minutes from the Finance Committee meeting March 19th, and the minutes from the March 23rd, 2026 regular meeting.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Mr. Zarellas, favorite part, financial reports.
Thank you, Mrs. McBride. Item 5, financial reports. 5.1, list of bills for April of 2026, 1 and 2. Item 5.2, financial statements for March of 2026.
So moved.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Question, ask for questions first.
Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me, you are correct. I always pass that up on my second meeting. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Zarellas?
To that Foot Locker bill?
Yes. Actually, it was a program sponsored by Foot Locker at the middle school.
Yeah.
So that's why it was on there.
Get in.
We couldn't get 4 doctors down. I
Yeah.
couldn't get in. Yeah.
Dr. Rossi sent it out on
Yeah,
Friday.
it was on the week. Thank you, Phil.
He did explain it.
Yeah.
Well,
That was a good question, though. Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions on section 5, 5.1 or 5.2? Thank you, Donna. May I have a roll call now in the correct order?
Mrs. Boyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Burns?
Aye.
Mrs. Delaney?
Aye.
Mrs. McBride?
Aye.
Mr. McIntyre?
Aye.
Mr. Mock?
Aye.
Mr. Ritter?
Aye.
Mrs. Warning?
Aye.
Mrs. Bates?
Aye. Mr. Brins, you have the big section 6.
I recommend that the board approve the incident of item 6.1.1. We also recommend that the board approve and accept the retirement of Michael Zarellas effective 7/31/6.2.1. Item 6.3, ask the board to recognize the 5 resignations contained therein. Item 6.4, we have 11 employees qualified for the 100 family and medical leave act. Item 6.5, we are recommending the 4 individuals listed for the employment associated with each of their names. And item 6.6, again, the board approved the 2 supplementals listed there, including the list for the SYR university staff. Item 6.7, we have 15 volunteers that we ask the board accept on behalf of the students. Item 6.8, we ask that the board approve to pay the following discretionary stipends reimbursable from the high school useful budget and attachments.
So moved.
Does anybody have any questions? For,
6.2.
I'm not what?
You're not teasing us.
No.
No, he's really taking that retirement. I asked him if we voted against it, would he stay?
Yeah, what if we say no?
45 years of working's long enough for anybody.
Long enough to work for anybody.
Yeah,
You're-
what happens if we said no to a retirement?
He's still pushed off.
Staying on there.
I don't blame you, trust me.
Mike, I know it's still 2 months away, but yeah, filled some big money and big shoes there coming in quickly, and now hopefully the young man sitting next to you can live up to what you have brought here.
Actually, I think he's going to be better because he's a lot more tech savvy than me.
Does anybody have any questions? Any other?
The track coach rescinded, did that person actually work, and do we have the money, so they, okay, so they,
So it's just,
okay,
probably just missed the meeting last month, so this is the first.
okay. And then I would say just in general, for people who are listening online, I know there's a nice list of volunteers. I feel like this time of the year, the elementary school volunteer list goes up completely. If you're interested in volunteering at your child's elementary school for end of year activities, it needs to get voted on at a school board meeting. So please fill out your paperwork and submit it to the school district as soon as possible so you can participate, because there's always somebody who sends a message and says, oh my goodness, I didn't know I had to fill out paperwork, because you do. So please do that, protect our kids.
Yeah.
Thank you. There's my PSA for the day.
Correct. And if I can just add to that, if you are there for an entire outdoor group activity, like their end of the year day, that you do just need your license, as you will be surrounded by everybody. But if you want to go into the school and volunteer with the kids, you need clearances.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions, PSAs, or smart remarks on section 6?
I do. I want to thank Mr. Zarellis for all your hard work, new to the board, being able to explain everything in a language that those of us that aren't money savvy. I just appreciate all your hard work.
Thank you.
And thank you
I
for the
appreciate
time
it.
we've got.
Thank you for the kind
We'll miss
compliment.
you, I'll miss
Thank
you.
you. Oh,
He's gonna have to move
I love it.
over.
It's a great place to work. It really
Need
is.
somebody next to me. Yeah,
There's like
I'm
two
not
lost
money
ships
savvy
coming,
either,
you
but I know
know.
how to spend it.
Yeah. No, I mean, you guys have a great team here, Dr. Rossi and Dr. Chakey and Kevin and John. And I mean, there's almost 100 years of experience. That says a lot for a school district in today's day and age with turnover.
Yeah.
So, great things are going to happen.
Just leave your phone number so we can find you.
I have it.
Oh, she has it. Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, Sean's number we need. He's out. We don't need his. All right. May we, if nobody has any other questions, may we have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Burns?
Aye.
Mrs. Delaney?
Aye.
Mrs. McBride?
Aye.
Mr. McIntyre? Mr. Mock?
Aye.
Mr. Ritter?
Aye.
Mrs. Warning?
Aye.
Mrs. Beagle?
Aye.
Mrs. Boyce?
Dr. Chakey, Administrative Resolutions for Education, section 7.
Thank you, Ms. McBride. Item 7.1, approve the purchase and adoption of the Super Kids ELA Resource for Kindergarten. 7.2, approve the Special Education Comprehensive Plan. Item 7.3, approve the MOU between Gateway and Allegheny Intermediate Unit for Head Start. Item 7.4, approve the agreement between Gateway and La Roche University for dual enrollment education. 7.5, approve the Obeya survey for bullying as listed as part of the federal programs. 7.6, approve the TSI plan for Dr. Cleveland Stewart Elementary. Item 7.7, we have 11 policies listed for 30-day display. 7.8, approve the agreement between Gateway and Allegheny Intermediate Unit waterfront learning. And item 7.9, approve the affiliation agreement between Gateway and Carnegie Mellon University for the 26-27 school year.
So moved.
Second.
If I may, before we ask questions, section 8.1.
We're not there yet.
Oh, wait, we're on 7. Oh, yeah, my bad.
You okay?
I'm really trying to get through, I'm not okay. Yeah, right. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, just 7.5 just jumps out at me because it's something that's near to my heart at the moment. But can you just talk about 7.5 Dr. Jakey, what that actually is, how that benefits us.
Yeah, it definitely benefits us. It's a survey that's around the concept of preventing some bullying within our schools. And we get this data, this non-biased data, and principals are able to sit down and formulate plans based on that data that they've received.
So it's a survey of the students.
Yeah.
It's been a definite benefit to us.
If I'm not mistaken, we discussed this last week, and on May the 28th, which is when the new curriculum and equity meeting is, we're going to be discussing, you had indicated you could give us a little more.
We did 3 surveys so far this year. We'll have it, like
You're
an
gonna have all
abbreviated
3
version of all
surveys.
3,
And
yes.
this is one of them.
Yes.
This will be included up. So that's May 28th at 6 o'clock here. So, can we,
Can you tell us a little bit more about 7.6?
7.6 is a TSI plan for CSE. TSI is the Targeted School Improvement Plan for that particular school.
Could you give us more details since we're low on board docs information?
About the plan?
Yeah. Could you explain, since I have no board docs information yet, could you explain that to
does
those
that
of us
mean?
not in
What does
education?
that mean?
There are certain categories that, based on assessment, where there is a need to improve within the school. CSE is on TSI for a couple of the categories. One of the special education
Is that
categories.
based on some of the testing results? Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what's the acronym?
So they formulate a plan and it goes through PDE and it talks about all the different recommendations for improvement, how they're going to get together and support students to make sure that they do better in the upcoming years.
The requirement for this phase is being board approved, the school-wide plan. Now, each building does their own school-wide plan through Title I. This one for Cleveland Stewart needs board approved.
And it's only Cleveland Stewart.
Only
that
Cleveland
is-
Stewart,
Based
Based
on
on-
the test score.
based on the PSSA, yes.
Now, the question, this plan was based on the previous test scores.
We're testing right
We're
now,
testing
right,
now,
this is where it's a little
and-
backward. We're testing right now, so
Backwards.
right, so the plan is we use the current data we have, for instance, like Acadians map. We do use historical PSSA data, but like you said, we're testing right now.
Right.
So we'll weave in this year's PSSA data when we get it for this plan for next year.
But this plan was triggered from last year's.
Yes.
So it's such a lag.
Yes,
by
it's
how
a
we
lag.
put them and do
Yes,
that,
absolutely.
Which we talked a few times
Yes,
at the curriculum
we
meeting
did.
about the lag in testing results.
Yes.
which is a
Now,
challenge.
they're saying, they're swearing that now that we're doing it online, even though there was a glitch and they were delayed by a day, that this is going to come to us faster. So technically, you would have the new data when this plan goes into effect for next year.
Yeah, but we don't have the designations. So we'll have the raw data. Typically, we'll get a spreadsheet with thousands of lines, but we don't have any designations like a TSI or ATSI. We don't get that till like December or January.
Oh, that's even beyond.
Yes, exactly. So, yeah, you get the raw data, but you don't get the designation until later.
So designation is not PVAS.
It could be BVOS, PSSA.
It could be a whole slew of gamut of things.
So the
This is
reason,
backwards.
Yes.
Assuming from that data, you can tell some effectiveness.
Yeah, we're on the data before all this. Like we're reviewing the data as it comes in. So when the students do the Acadians, we're looking at it that day. The map, we're looking at it.
Right. Right. Okay.
Thank you, though. Good question.
Does anybody have any other questions in just section 7, not 8 yet? We're not there.
I think 7-9 was student teachers, right? If I remember from the last, okay.
Thanks.
Can we have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Delaney?
Aye.
Mrs. McBride?
Aye.
Mr. McIntyre?
Aye.
Mr. Moss? Mr. Ritter?
Aye.
Mrs. Warning? Mrs. Beagle?
Aye.
Mrs. Boyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Burns?
Aye. Administrative resolutions for business, Mr. Zarellis, that's you.
Thank you, Mr. McBride. Administrative resolutions. Item 8.1, approve the agreement between Gateway School District and Bus Patrol America, LLC. Item 8.2, approve.
I apologize. May I interrupt? My recommendation is to make it contingent upon the school solicitor because there are some fixed rates in the contract that I want to verify that we aren't paying. So if the resolution could be approval of the agreement between Gateway School District and Bus Patrol America LLC, contingent upon the school solicitor's approval.
When we make the motion, I'll make the motion.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Item 8.2, approve the agreement between NRG Direct Energy and the Gateway School District to be the electrical supplier from January 2027 through January 2030. Item 8.3, approve the advertisements for the 26-27 milk and dairy bid for the Gateway School District. Item 8.4, approve the advertisements for the 26-27 bread and bakery bid for the Gateway School District. Item 8.5, approve and accept the following donations. Mrs. Barbara Martinelli, $100 to the backpack program district-wide. Item 8.52, an anonymous donor, $100 for Evergreen Elementary for field trip transportation. Item 8.6, approve the use of facilities for the River Hans Development Academy as listed. Item 8.7, approve the use of funds agreement between Gateway School District and Allegheny Intermediate Unit 3 for IDA Part B for the 26-27 school year. Item 8.8, approve the notice of adoption of approved LEA policies, procedures, and use of funds with the Allegheny Intermediate Unit 3 for the 26-27 school year. And item 8.9, approve the 2026 bond resolution for capital projects and a refunding of certain outstanding bonds by the issuance of general obligation bonds.
So moved.
Second.
Does anybody have any, what do we need to do?
Well, we need to back that up.
Yeah. So what we can do is, Valerie, do you want to amend your motion to include for 8.1 the contingent upon approval of the school solicitor?
Correct. On 8, what she said.
On 8.1, and then I think you second.
Second.
And Ms. Spiegel second. Okay. Now you guys can have a
Does
discussion.
everybody understand what we did with 8.1?
Yeah.
Yes, so the specifics for the public, we'll say this again, is there's a legal agreement, there are some questions. In theory, we agree with the general stuff, but the lawyer needs to make sure that they have the correct language. So if the lawyers agreed with the language that we have reviewed in executive session, then we are board are okay with the agreement. Correct. I summarized that well? Okay, thank you. Correct.
Okay. Does anybody have any other questions in section 8 for Mr. Zarek?
I do two things. 8.6, I just wondered, John and Dawn, I'm assuming they're on there.
Yeah.
The addition of river hounds, I have no problem with that, but here's what I'm asking. How are we doing with scheduling all these people? I've had some comments, and I'm not going to get into details, where sometimes our scheduling gets a little out of whack. Are we good because we keep adding people? Are we able to facilitate everybody, I guess is the question, as we keep adding? Are we all right with this? Don, John, somebody?
Okay, this is John. From my point of view, we are. What we've done is Don and I have got together and we've blacked out certain areas in the 26-27 school year. They'll be just for our kids.
Okay.
We're not approving any outside groups more than 30 days before their event, unless it's something where it's a large event that they need to send out invitations. But that'll come through the board, and the board will approve that. So on our part, I think we're going to be okay. And all sports items go through Dawn first before they come to me. So I'll let Dawn speak on that.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, there's some background music here. It's about to start softball senior recognition. Yes, what we basically have done is prioritized all these facilities for our students' use in terms of our teams. When there is availability, we've steered people that ask toward those times. And if it conflicts with anything we're doing at any point, we respectfully decline their requests. So basically, we're still at a place where there are some availabilities at certain times based on what's going on in that season. But again, as it becomes saturated, the priority always goes to our gateway programs first, and we decline anything that would conflict with that.
Okay. I just want to make sure, since we're adding more things, and just to make sure everybody has what they need to have. I guess I didn't explain myself very well, but on 8.9, the 2026 bond resolution, I understand we have a guest here that can clarify. I guess it was some of the wording, because someone today had requested the resolution and we all received it. And whoever did that, thank you, because it gave me a chance to reread it. Some of the wording I don't really understand. And maybe if you could explain what this means. First of all, it says aggregate principal amount not to exceed 26 million, coveting to pay and pledging unlimited taxing power. What does that?
Can I introduce?
Yes.
This is Pat Eady, is our bond counsel. He works for Dyson Associates.
Oh,
you can,
yes, please.
At the microphone, it's the easiest probably way so that the public can hear what you're saying as well. It just
goes online versus through the building.
I'm glad you're here.
Sorry?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm not, this is the first bond.
Yeah, we'll let him start.
Can you start and explain some of the verbiage in here? Like, what is a sinking fund depository? I don't know any of those wordings.
Pat Healy, I'm with Bruce Dice, Chelsea.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. It's a pleasure. I've been your bond counsel for a long time. Just if there's any comfort at all, this is the same resolution that has been used for all your bond deals. But a lot of the language in here is, whether it was me as your bond counsel or some other entity or person as your bond counsel, these tend to all look the same. A lot of your the language in here is derived from and patterned after requirements in the Local Government Unit Debt Act, which is a Pennsylvania law that all governmental entities have to follow when issuing debt. So it falls under the Debt Act, as we call it. And the paragraph that you're looking at here is generally one of the requirements that we had an ad run in the paper announcing that you folks were going to take this up at this meeting. And this paragraph was what was in the ad. Okay, so to your question about pledging unlimited taxing power, is that your first point?
Well, I guess when talking about the public, because we're talking about a $5 million bond, that's been our conversation. And all of a sudden you read this and it's talking about amount not to exceed 26 million,
Sure.
Which is,
talk about that.
Yeah, start with that.
So these are not to exceed numbers. So the actual amount of bonds you'll issue will be determined between yourselves and Piper Sandler, your underwriters. I'm the lawyer, not the finance person. I know a little enough to be dangerous. But under the Local Government Unit Debt Act, when you adopt a resolution, not to exceed resolution, you have to set the principal amount, the 26 million in this case, really higher, generally a lot higher than what will actually be priced when you sign a bond purchase agreement. When Piper comes in and says, all right, we're going to issue 5 million or 6 million for new money. And then I don't know how much, 12 million or whatever for the refunding.
Actually, just real quick, the refunding, we owe 19,300,000, then a 5 million for the new bond. We're combining them. But at the end of the day, it's only going to cost us 206,000 a year. We have to refinance it when to get the savings of $250,000. So basically, we're refinancing. The payment's going to stay the same.
2020 bonds.
So you're going to take the old bond, we're going to refinance it and wrap it into the 5 million. So they won't be separate. They're going to be together.
Correct.
Right. We're saving fees, attorney fees.
You just refinancing because the rates are lower than based on where it was in 2020.
Additional 5 million bond, correct?
Right.
You could, yeah.
And we would still see that $250,000 savings.
Hmm.
No, not that much.
No.
Why does issuing a bond increase our savings on the refinancing?
The new money portion?
New money.
It's going to make your eyes glaze over. But to explain that.
I'll give you I got kicked out of my
So we got the refunding, which is going to be the short maturities, say 2027 through 2030 will be the new bonds that will be issued to refund the 2020s. And then your new money will come in debt service wise after the refunding piece is gone. So we'll say 2030 to 2036. It's all one thing, but that's how we kind of look at it when you separate it out. When you do the refunding, we're going to refund these bonds. We're going to create an escrow. The escrow has a limit on the yield that you can invest the money you put in the escrow to pay off the old bonds. Those old bonds are going to stay outstanding till their maturity, so they're going to peel off every year as they mature pursuant to their original. This is a little bit of a twist. When we issue the new money, they have a higher interest rate because they're the last, it's 2030 to 2036. It's a higher interest rate because they're a longer term than your shorter funding bonds. But because it's one issue, we get to blend the two interest rates together to determine what rate we're going to have, what our limit is on the escrow. So it kind of rises the yield that the escrow.
So the new bond adjusts,
takes up a little bit,
the old.
and you save on less your refunding money you need to issue.
Okay.
And that's where the savings comes. And we're doing this also for budgetary savings and taking relief off the district, having to look at options to raise money within your budget. It isn't just a play on as I just explained it. It's for real. We need a real business reason to back this up. And that's what I take as the real business.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe, Pat, go back to, I think one of the meetings we had earlier about the process steps, right? So this is actually not approving the actual bond expenditure. This is the first step. Like, so I think there was separate steps. So maybe you could just walk through those like 3 or 4 steps again, because I think that'll help. Because just because we approve this tonight does not mean we are taking a bond, nor are we agreeing to the money.
This isn't committing you to anything.
Right.
This is just.
This is the step 1 that we have to do.
This is the step 1. The ad was step 1. This is
step 2. Okay.
1A, 1B. And then you pass this, assuming this is adopted tonight, then Piper will finalize a preliminary official statement, which is a document that they distribute to investors and investor entities that would be interested in purchasing your bonds. They take over at that point, and a lot of back and forth with what they call their desk, contacting these investing entities to come up with interest rates for each maturity. 2027 is a maturity, 2028 is a maturity. Maybe you have 500,000 principal for 2027. Maybe you have $1.5 million in 2028. They put all that together, that structure. So while they put that structure together between the proposed adoption of this tonight and the signing of the bond purchase agreement, which is where the rubber meets the roads, they'll come back to you and talk to Mike and Ms. McBride and whoever, they want to talk to, or you guys want them to talk to, Dr. Rossi, about, okay, here's the interest rates. Here's what the structure looks like. Are you comfortable with this? Here's the amount. And they all agree. And the hammer drops. You sign the bond purchase agreement. You print it out, sign it, email it back to them. I'll be in the process. And then they sign it. And that's when things harden up. That's when you're actually committing to issue the bonds. At that point, where you sign the bond purchase agreement. And that's only after, obviously, they're talking to you and you're comfortable and understand, how many bonds, principal amount of bonds you're issuing, what the interest rates look like overall, what the savings is in particular. Because as you can appreciate, the interest rates change daily. So, they'll pick a week that they think it's most favorable for you folks and probably do it then. Once that happens, I get all that paperwork and I send that along with a lot of other paperwork I put together. I have some signature pages for your signature tonight that I'll send to DCED. They need to approve this. All governmental bond issues, school districts, boroughs, townships, cities. They have 20 days to approve it. Usually I get an approval before 20 days is up. Once I get the approval, we can close on the bond issue anytime thereafter. The closing date is the date you get your money and the 2020 bonds go away. That's the end of the road date. And between me filing with DCED after the bond purchase agreement is signed and the closing date, I'll be back out here with a lot of other documents for signatures, which DCED doesn't require, but the deal does. The 26 million high figure, when Piper models for their bond purchase agreement, we need to set each maturity. We put a much bigger number in each maturity than you'll ever actually see. And we put a much higher interest rate in each maturity. Actually, it's the same, I think, in what I sent. 5%. I just use the same super high interest rate. Because when Piper gets to remodeling, if they cannot submit anything to DCD that exceeds an principal amount or an interest rate on each year. So we make it big and high and wide. So we give them a lot of flexibility to structure it to best suit you. But it's not numbers you need to focus on. You focus on what they gave you initially as projections and what they'll come with you with when you bond purchase agreement time. These are more just state made up things that allow flexibility within the submission to DCED.
So we don't have to worry about whatever this means, a sinking fund and appointing a sinking fund depository.
That's why we pay him.
You do have a sinking fund deposit. A sinking fund.
Curiosity, what is that?
Well, it's a financial entity where you make your interest rate payments to. So you pay on these bonds every 6 months. Every 6 months you have an interest payment, and once a year you'll have a principal payment. Those payments are made to the sinking fund, who puts them in. It's a bank account, sinking fund depository, or yours is
Bank of New York.
Bank of New York Mellon, has been forever. So every time, and this is a debt act requirement. Again, it's state law. Every bond issue, every debt has to have it. Pennsylvania, they have to have an office in PA. We couldn't go to Arizona and get an Arizona bank or trust company that didn't have a PA office. So again, a debt act requirement to do that. And they're part of this process. They'll authenticate the bonds when the time comes that I prepare.
And this is the contract you wrote up, right?
This?
Yeah.
Yes.
What words? Okay.
Correct. But as I said, it's
Right. I did. Yeah. You're okay.
And just to be clear, so like this is a semi-long, it's not a short process at all. Like you're not finishing this on Friday. Like we start this and this is like a 4 to 8 week process to get through all this.
Correct.
Okay. So in order to make sure that we have all this taken care of before the end of technically we're going to approve the budget before this is actually approved.
And hopefully in April, May, sometime in June closes.
Just one other question, actually, Mike.
Yeah.
You were talking about in 2027, we will have a bond that actually we paid off.
Right.
Is that rolled into this in any way? No, that's separate. We're not touching that
that'll be
because it's
separate.
going to be paid off.
But the way all our bonds are structured from Piper, and they've done a great job of doing is they've kept our bond payments, whether principal and interest every year, between $4.6 and $5 million. So when that one's paid off, other ones, the amounts will come up. So kind of like a juggling act.
Okay.
So every year our bonds are going to be consistently our bond payments between principal and interest between 4.6 and $5 million.
So
when that one's paid off, it'll be saving maybe a couple $100,000. But then,
that's what I wanted to know, how much you're
this
going to say.
will probably replace that by that time, because this bond the first couple of years is $206,000 a year, 5 years worth of interest before it can be
So we're
called.
just going to roll that.
More or less.
Over
Yeah.
what we're doing.
But the key to remember all this is with this capital projects account, the big key is every year when the audit's done, get your fund balance back to 8% and start putting money into capital projects, and that'll avoid you from taking a bond out down the road. Supplement the capital projects with money from the general fund every year.
Right.
That helps out with the adequacy formula, and it helps out all the state funding and all that stuff.
So all of this that we do with our bonds is pretty much standard with most school districts. It's nothing unique or.
No, we have to follow all the laws and.
This process is consistent.
Most school districts also
In
have the
Pennsylvania.
same procedure.
Yeah.
I think the difference, if I'm wrong, is our bond rating. It's about if you are a district that's in financial issue, having problems, your bond rating is going to be different than a district who's paying all their bills and doing everything right. So hopefully we would have a good bond rating.
We do. We have
excellent.
an A rating of
which
Moody's.
is the significance. That's the difference, because if a district like us in our area are financially straits, then I'm assuming their bond rating wouldn't be like ours.
You're right. Did you have bond insurance in the last one?
Did I what?
Mike, was there, they have bond insurers.
Oh, they have bond
Yeah,
insurance?
now your rating is very much a part of all of this. You're absolutely correct. Bond insurers will insure the bonds and it'll give it an automatic AA rating based on the credit strength of the bond insurer. But you have to pay a premium to get that bond insurance.
Right.
And your credit rating builds into that premium. So if you're super risky, like some school district, it's, bond insurer may not decline issuing it or may charge you a lot for the premium. The underwriters, Piper does a calculation that to get bond insurance at X premium to get to the AA will get us interest rates that look like this. If we don't get the bond insurance and we just go in your credit rating alone and we go out to sell them to investors, our interest rates are going to look like this. The premium you pay for the bond insurance together with the savings on the lower interest rates has to exceed that. It has to be a bigger benefit financially than doing it on your own. Otherwise you do it on your own.
Have we ever done that?
Yes.
We have done that.
Yes.
We've looked at that.
Yeah. Every bond issue I've been involved in, other than maybe the state of Pennsylvania, the Turnpike and Alcoasand looks at it.
So this is not to our benefit to address the insurance?
No, your underwriters will determine that.
Yeah,
They will determine that.
Right.
That's
Correct.
the next step.
Exactly.
Next
Yeah,
step.
they'll go out for bids because there's a couple. I think there's 2 bond insurers left in the world. And they'll go out and ask for bids from both of them.
And then they'll tell us where we're at. Okay.
Donna, Mike, Dr. Rossi, did we miss anything based on the questions that you guys have received from the board? Does anybody else have any other questions?
I just had a couple comments. Obviously, the bond thing, it's complicated. We rely on, people who have been doing this for years and our business manager. And I'm certainly not one that's going to object to the facts and the benefits and everything and the interest rates. My only problem with us approving this tonight is that we're approving a 41-page resolution that I'm willing to bet at least 50% of us have not read and 0 people in the public have had a chance to read. I think we should be probably pushing this to the next meeting. Like this right now was very informative. It felt like a study session. This is what should happen in a study session.
You're right.
Gives the public a chance to, digest the information and come back and have comments. I think if we're not making that and, given that opportunity, I don't think we're serving the public in the way we should.
Well, I think the difference is Mike and Donna and the finance committee have talked about what this is going to look like. And I think that this is getting in the minutia of a contract that a lawyer brought up because we just have to bring it. So we're just approving them doing step 2
resolution that none of us have read.
that we relied on our gateway attorneys to draw up.
I understand us getting our information from them, but we also should be getting our information from the public. And I don't feel like we've given them the proper opportunity to do that because we literally haven't put the resolution out.
Pat, would the public have an opportunity, say in May, what would be the pros and cons of, let's just say we approve this tonight. The public would have an opportunity to speak at future meetings if
That would be
they desire.
board's prerogative to have them here, invite them here, whatnot. If you approve this tonight, as I said, it's non-binding. If you don't issue the bonds, if the public came back and didn't want to do it and something came up, I don't know what that would be, then you just drop the whole matter.
Yeah.
Or if you said, we're going to do something completely different than this bond issue or we want it structured, then we'd go back to square one.
So Pat, this could actually start the process of the public involvement too.
It doesn't commit you. That is correct.
And we do have a finance meeting.
We do.
May.
The last finance meeting, we went through all those really detailed slides that went through there. And actually, there were 10 more pages of slides that we didn't go through because they would think it was.
We have another one coming up too now.
Yes,
2 weeks.
We can review the entire bond stuff again, maybe, add some more of the detail back. But we did talk about the last finance meeting.
Yeah, look, the last 2 finance, we crunched all the numbers. This is just kind of the legal side of it tonight. We did make it work to the public. The last meeting, we were going into pretty detail what the number portion of it is.
There were 10 slides or so.
A lot of slides on the pros and cons of it.
And we received some emails that you folks answered.
Yeah, we did speak to a gentleman in the public.
Yeah.
We answered all his questions and concerns. John did a great job of explaining it to him. So, I mean, anybody else had any questions, I'm available or John's available and Pat's available. Thank you.
Because in writing my notes when he was, so we've already run an ad step to the public, so the ad had already been run, so they've, okay.
Where do you put
That's- I
those
just-
ads? Where do those ads?
This one.
You put up just one place is sufficient. You just have to,
Yeah, it's, again, the debt act requires
it has to
to
be
be published in a paper of general circulation.
You just
Can't do
sort
it
of-
online.
Right.
This act is so old.
Sounds like that.
See points, by the way, just so you know. Yeah, yes,
Yeah, it's
yes,
about
Yeah.
posting things.
yes.
Yeah, right.
How much are these rates changing?
Well,
Oh, go ahead. Somebody was going to answer that because I'm a lawyer.
no, I was gonna, like,
I just
asked him after.
I can. I thought it was just good information for all of us, how fast
We
this
got
is.
John trying to do senior night and John on there too.
Okay.
Does anybody have any
Can I ask you this?
questions in section 8? And we did have, is everybody, do we need to do anything different with, we did the motion with the 8.1. So the 8.1 is going to be with the revision that it's contingency on the approval of the school solicitor. Okay, yeah. And may we have a roll call, please?
Mrs. McBride?
Aye.
Mr. McIntyre?
Aye on 8.1 through 8.8.
Mr. Mock?
Aye.
Mr. Ritter?
Aye.
Mrs. Warning?
Aye.
Mrs. Beagle?
Aye.
Mrs. Boyce?
Aye.
Mrs. Burns?
Aye.
Mrs. Delaney?
Aye.
Okay. And the board has a resolution, if we can have a motion to approve the resolution from Gateway School District Board of Directors to Allegheny County Council to mandate and implement a system of regular periodic property tax assessments, and 9.2, approve the resolution from the Gateway School District Board of Directors calling for an increase of state funding. So moved. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Leslie, you're carrying this to Harrisburg?
Yeah.
And you are too, both of you?
Yep.
Do we have any comments from residents on non-agenda items? Administrative report?
All right, Mike, I can slide that back up, please. Want to congratulate our National Honor Society. Last week, we had the ceremony. Mr. Whelan did a nice job once again, honoring the students. So congratulations to them. We wish them the best of luck next school year. I wanted to recognize Janelle, and I think what caught me was her comment down there when she said that she was emboldened to take on this fundraiser due to the overall culture of service in the district. So she took this upon herself through this Foster Love Project in honor of Child Abuse Awareness Month, and she raised over $600. So this money will support children in foster care. So we just wanted to recognize her for that. She didn't have to do this; she did this out of the goodness of her heart. Appreciate that, and wanted to recognize her.
And who is she now? She's
Student at the high school.
Oh,
And just so you guys know, the Foster Love Project is for anybody, any foster parent and child. They can make an appointment, they can go down, they can shop for free, buy clothes, shoes. So, yeah, it is a great resource for foster kiddos, and in addition to that.
Yep. Had the opportunity to go down to Bakery Square, the Google office is down at Bakery Square, and speak to the House Education Committee, which is a great opportunity for us. They had 2 days of hearings in Pittsburgh, and they stopped at Google downtown or Google Bakery Square around 3:30, 4 o'clock. So we were there for a couple hours. I spoke around the AI policy. Troy Ulowitz, top left, talked a little bit about how we implemented AI. And Rachel McVeigh from the intermediate unit discuss some things as well. She's a technology specialist. So it was just a great opportunity for us to talk to the House Education Committee. This wasn't our local representatives, which is also was helpful for us to talk a little bit about AI and how it impacts schools.
Does Google have a slide in their offices?
We get to go up there, the kitchens and yeah.
I've always heard
Laid
that
back,
school has
yeah,
slides.
it's a little laid back there. This was last week. We just didn't want the month to go without us recognizing the hard work of our administrative professionals. They're really involved in our daily operations and oftentimes the first contact with our parents. So they do a great job, and we appreciate everything they do for our schools and our families. So I just wanted to recognize them, all of them, district-wide and at each building.
And we're excited about the GHS Skilled Trades and Career Day that's going to take place on the 8th. Our counselors do an excellent job in getting this opportunity ready for students. There's a list of some of the participating exhibitors, but that is not all of the exhibits that will be there. It's just a sample. We're looking forward to that.
It's a great opportunity for our students. It's for a career pathway. But this is just another example of that. So,
What time does it start?
It starts, they'll be set number on 11:30 or 12. It'll officially begin at 12:30.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Board committee reports. Yeah, I just wanted to share a couple activities and things that are happening over at Sunrise School. The students worked at Beverly making cheer kits that are distributed across Allegheny County schools for birthdays, and that they take them there. They also went to Brushes and Beans in Murraysville, and they learned how to make lemonade, and they learned the point of seal system, and they even were able to paint their own molds and pottery that they had done. They're doing a lot. They also participated with Rural High School. They had an informal prom that they invited a lot of the special needs students there, and Sunrise students really had a great time. It was a luau, and they really had a good time. And on May 19th, Sunrise is holding a STEM and vocational exploration fair at the school from 6 to 8, and everybody is welcome to go see what the students are doing there. Donna, anything on committees?
Just the next finance committee meeting is May 14th at, I'm assuming 6.
Yes.
I haven't put in my calendar. 6 p.m. here in the boardroom. So we will talk about, go into more detail again about the bond issue.
Yep.
With all the slides, talk about the differences, how the stuff, and then any other final stuff about
Final
the budget.
budget numbers. Yeah.
Any updates? No.
I talked to John setting up our meeting, trying to get that finalized.
Okay. Anything on athletics now?
No, but I do want to send condolences to the Ravesti family. We lost a very good friend and person. Randy passed away. He was our former athletic director. Made a lot of impact on many of our students' lives, and he will be missed.
On the slogan, nobody beats a gator.
Yes, he did. He cloned us. Nobody beats a gator.
So, like I said, he will be missed. Do you have any comments for board committees?
Just that we'll be going to Harrisburg. John, you still coming? John, us will be going. Advocacy Day. And still working on setting up some dates for intergovernmental.
Still nothing. Still nothing.
So, yeah.
Jeez Louise, you kidding?
Smile through it.
Mr. Ritter, Mr. Coach, he's waiting.
I was just going to mention next week is Teacher Appreciation. So that we keep that in mind and appreciating our educators, teachers.
When you guys go to Harrisburg, can you ask them where they're at with Bell to Bell? It's supposed to still be in committee. Can you push them to have this out on the floor to a vote before?
It passed Congress.
No, it passed the Senate. And it's in the House Education Committee. And I called today the chair of the House just to see. and that committee, and I didn't get an answer. So if it's still in committee, it has to come out to the floor. Then we can call Brandon and say, hey, Brandon, we need you to vote on this, and this needs to be done before you guys go on summer recess. Or it won't be in place for fall.
I want to interrupt. I did talk to Brandon.
Did you call him? What did he say?
In person, he says it will be passing through the House.
It will be, but it has to get out of committee. It's still in committee.
It's going out of committee.
It's going to go out of committee. Okay, good.
Mr. Walsh, do you have anything that you need to add? He's still on there.
I'm still on here. No, not at this time, but thank you.
Okay. Roll call, you're good?
I am also good. Thank you. Appreciate everything.
I have a motion. Second. Okay.